QA results in one click. Is that actually possible? Why, yes, it is with QA StereoChecker. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Zenz, one of the product managers here at Standard Imaging. Today's webinar will address filmless, high-resolution machine QA using QA StereoChecker and pairing it with I Am Sure 3D for accompanying patient QA for the most automated gold standard QA for CyberKnife and other Linux systems. Performing efficient yet rigorous stereotactic QA on a daily basis helps ensure machine uptime to confidently treat cancer patients. Only QA StereoChecker has the speed, resolution, and field size to most efficiently perform QA. The software's single-click workflow makes therapists' morning easy while providing the quantitative results physicists need to ensure patient safety. While Accuray doesn't recommend all tests be performed daily, that is mainly due to the time it takes to do film-based QA. However, with QA StereoChecker, all iris collimators are tested as a batch, done in about 5 minutes, start to finish. Or the MLC garden fence test, which is the only MLC test with recommended test criteria and error thresholds set by Accuray. So why not do that daily instead of settling for a subjective qualitative picket fence test for stereotactic QA? You can easily run both tests if you want to in less time than it takes to do just one with film. So what exactly is StereoChecker and how does it benefit therapists, physicists, and ultimately your patients? It was developed with clinical physicists, mainly for CyberKnife QA, because that is the one machine where everything is basically recommended by the manufacturer. It's film-based, which is, we all know, very time-consuming. But it also has functionality for traditional CRM Linux as well. It is a 2-micron resolution 2D detector array, basically a portable EPID panel. Only one trip into the vault is required to position the device for all QA tests. It is built to use Accuray's fiducial tracking system, so no repositioning of the device is required between tests. The active area of the detector array is large enough to capture all the insights MLC leaves with one QA test plan, again, making setup and workflow easy. The device includes integrated and automated image acquisition and analysis software. And we keep it simple, so there's no costly accessories required with QA StereoChecker. The workflow is so streamlined and automated that one click basically gets it done. It has an easily navigable browser-based user interface, a comprehensive image and metrics database, and customizable reports to meet robust audit record-keeping requirements. We offer 3 test modes in the software: daily QA for comprehensive CyberKnife machine QA, monthly QA for single field analysis of CyberKnife and traditional Linux fields, collimated by either MLCs, iris, fixed cone, or JAWS. And we also offer manual QA, where you can acquire high-resolution DICOM images. You acquire them and export for research or other test purposes. And this is done with for both CyberKnife and traditional Linux. The ease with and speed in which test data is acquired, analyzed, saved, and trended means robust machine QA can be done with the frequency your patients deserve to ensure quality and safety in patient care. It's as easy as 1, click start on your selected test, turn your beam on, and 3, review your results and trending data. Now let's take a quick look at the software. So I have to get myself logged in here. This is the home page of QA StereoChecker. Just a quick note that you can do sort of a more traditional white background, or you can have an easy on the eyes dark background, and you can switch between those at any point, anytime. We set it up for the flow of what we do most frequently to those things less frequently. I'm not going to waste time trying to, generate simulated data and so we can twiddle our thumbs. Let's use our time efficiently. I just wanted you to know when you do click on Daily QA, whether you've got one or more CyberKnife machines, it will give you when was it, little snapshot of when was QA performed last, if there were any test comments, and then you go into that machine and what's available to test, what tests are set up for that machine via this. But let's actually look at what results mean. One of the very nice things about StereoChecker is we have daily review page or screen, if you will, where we have what I refer to as a ticket for each QA session that was performed. This is a great little summary that lets you know when QA was performed. Each has a timestamp and the results of that test. So you can easily and quickly go to that which you want to pay attention to most because you've been alerted or there's an indication of an error. Before I hop over there, I do also want to point out that this is very nice in that from this page, you can mark a single test session as reviewed, and you have an opportunity to make a reviewer comment. Or if we have multiple days worth of QA that's passing, so as a physicist, you haven't necessarily looked at them each and every day because you haven't been alerted in any way or been informed that there's anything to worry about because all your QA passed, you have the opportunity to mark several as reviewed and again, make a review comment should you wish to do that. That's one of the nice things we offer as well, is that not only do we let you do review comments, but when a test session is being finalized, before you finalize it, there's an opportunity to make test comments. And we also give you an opportunity to add any comments to a report, in particular, our long range reports, for a specific date range, from the trending section. If there's any type of, note that you would like to remember in the future, or you want it on the audit record, you can do that as a reports comment. Each thing is indicated separately on the reports. So as a browser-based application, anything that is underscored, of course, is a hyperlink to that data. So the timestamps are underscored, for example. We can go straight into the test results. Because this one has an alert on it, it defaulted that view to the one you want to pay most attention to, the one where an alert or an error came up. You not only are underscores links, but you can also use buttons to navigate through the software as well, which makes it quick and easy. You have your table of metrics below. You can see your current image, your baseline image, and what's most important here are the radial profiles. Since we're actually acquiring data at every 5 degrees around the 360 of the iris collimator, we default an overall average for you, in your current compared to baseline. But if you have an alert, you can scroll through and see if there is a particular angle at which there is greater separation between the current and baseline, which can help you troubleshoot with a field service engineer, whether maybe there's a part of the iris aperture that is sticking. Mechanicals fail, right? Everything that is mechanical has failure points to it. So this is just one way that we help you be able to troubleshoot what may be going on with your machine. And in this case, your iris collimator in particular. The other thing that we had, and which is nice to be able to show you, for example, again, that MLC garden fence test, Accurate has 4 criteria, a couple based on banks and a couple based on the individual leaves. So you get your image, which is always time-stamped, and then here we schematically show you whether there are any alerts or errors on an individual segment on a per leaf basis, because Accurate has scores about leaves in that manner. And then we give a total leaf result. So based on, let's look at this number 22, for example, you see an alert and an error, and you might go, well, shouldn't that be an error? No, because Accurate's leaf criteria is if you have one that is leaf that is deviating from 0.5 to 0.95, that isn't an automatic failure of the MLC. You need two that are over 0.5, or you need one over that 0.95 threshold. Since we only have one, and we've also set a somewhat arbitrary, so close to but lesser alert threshold, because Accurate does not provide alert levels, it only gives error levels. And again, trending is all about tracking over time, and if something starts to have multiple alerts in the same place, that helps you, again, have a point of discussion, a point of investigation with a field service engineer to see what might be happening with your MLCs. And by hovering over a leaf number on either bank X1 or 2, you get to see, the expected, the current, and then the actual deviation results right there on screen. So that's what I wanted to show you from the review pages. And then the other thing I really wanted to highlight for you is trending. Again, that dashboard overview by machine and by time for, menu type, either daily QA or monthly QA. And you can click down to see your individual tests and then jump to those which are of interest to you. Since the MLC garden fence is one that has the most information, let's go there. Default is 30 days, but you have certain configured ones, or you can select a custom date range. I'm just going to go 3 months, even though that's, I don't have quite that much data in here. There's a couple of things to note. For example, here I've hidden a data point. Again, this is your audit record, so the data never goes away, but you don't necessarily have to graph it. So by hiding it, I've removed a data point, and as you can see there, it went back on when I decided to show it again. The other thing is, because in that one click, when you've started your test, the system as a whole is going to be querying that data. It's going to be analyzing that data, and we save it and we trend it all in that one go. It means it gets saved and trended before possible review. So there, we just give you the indication whether something has been officially reviewed or not in that column. So we have leaves and we have banks. Right now we're looking at the banks. The leaves is going to look really busy, but that's because when we had them blank, people are like, where's my QA? What were my results? So it looks a little busy here, but you get it all. And again, you can go look at a specific dates result, or in this case, let's go look at an individual leaves trending. So again, you get your tabular data and you get your graphical data. And because sometimes this is a little busy, you can deselect items so that you can have a clearer view of those things that you want a closer look at. And again, from there, I can look at a specific date to see the actual results from my QA. Notice as well that from the QA acquisition, you can export your DICOM images. You can also print your PDF report. Your PDF report is going to include all of your daily QA in this case. Or from here, you see in the trending, you can export the CSV file of all of this data, or you can print a PDF report, and it will be particular and customizable to, again, your date range in your iris batch, whether you want to print all of your iris batches or only one in particular, depending on your need or an auditor's request for certain data. All of that is at your fingertips and very easy to access. Monthly QA and daily QA have the same workflow. But here you see that we also support traditional Linux as well. Again, gives you the last date QA was performed, and if there had been any QA session notes, they would be here. And then you can, of course, go into it to do the work that you need to do. Select your test, click start, and away you go. In the trending, one last thing I did want to show on your Linux, for example, when you're doing these and you're looking at your data, we do show full inline and cross-line profiles for all of the monthly QA, which again is single field analysis, testing your field width, penumbra, flatness, and symmetry. And again, from any of the collimator types I had mentioned previously. So that's really just the quickest of quick overviews in the software, the things that you, again, most likely wanted to see. Let's go back now because I have other things I wanted to share with you today. So, where? This one? So now that we have taken a closer look, I wanted to go from talking about the importance of high resolution precision machine QA using StereoChecker to what do we have on offer for you in terms of patient QA. What makes, and it's reasonable to bring up the question, I've seen it so many times, people have asked me before, I've participated in meetings where I've heard talks on the topic, you know, if you're doing extensive and truly robust daily QA on a CyberKnife system that is using tracking and the robot is moving to make sure that it's always targeting the tumor correctly, you know, what is the place, what is the type, how frequently is patient QA needing, wanting, etc. to be done? So it is a question of what makes sense in terms of effective, actionable patient QA for those treated on a CyberKnife system that, again, is using fiducial skull or spine tracking to ensure accurate robot positioning. That's all about the machine delivering correctly to deliver that planned dose. As you are all well aware of TG219's recommendation, its minimal requirement is a secondary 1D dose MU calculation, sort of independent check be done for all RT plans. However, this may be unreliable as plan complexity increases with small fields and high gradients, exactly the types of treatments that CyberKnife is particularly good at delivering. Patient-specific pretreatment QA measurements partially solve this issue. However, they tend to require specialized hardware and software. They greatly increase physics time, and we all know physicists don't have extra time, and they can create challenges relating to QA impact of dose discrepancies to actual patient dose distribution. So what's a solution? Well, our solution is IamSure 3D, a gold standard in patient QA. So what makes IamSure 3D a gold standard? Of course, you're going to ask that. Reasonable people do. It's the proven accuracy of the SIMOCA Monte Carlo algorithm, combined with the precision of custom machine-specific beam models that ensure fast, simple, and reliable automated patient quality assurance computations. So IamSure 3D, excuse me, IamSure 3D offers comprehensive analysis and reporting tools with a seamless web-based user interface that is with a service-oriented architecture, which enables the majority of the workflow to happen behind the scenes through automated DICOM passing and data processing. This allows the QA process to seamlessly integrate into your clinic's workflow. When the plan QA calculation is complete and it's quick with this Monte Carlo algorithm, the user is automatically alerted. And then that means that the user only needs to interact with the QA analysis and reporting tools that are built into IamSure 3D. CyberKnife calculation times typically take 1 to 3 minutes due to their high resolution. Needless to say, though, a couple of minutes versus hours makes IamSure 3D a highly desirable patient QA solution. There's no proprietary hardware to purchase. There's no GPU card. It's just standard hardware that runs on the hospital's own network. So once the machine model is complete, the solution is really easy to configure, really easy to install, really easy to get up and running in the clinic. So the ease of StereoChecker plus the ease of IamSure 3D truly makes the workflow work for you, and keeps your clinic efficient and your patient throughput on track. And as this list shows here, we offer comprehensive features to compare 3D dose from the TPS to the calculated IamSure 3D dose. These tools include plan quality evaluation, dose volume histogram comparisons, and 3D gamma analysis. The image slice viewers allow the user to scroll through CT slices and visualize the dose comparisons. IamSure 3D also includes Beam data table as well as useful documentation, approval, and reporting tools. So I'll just skip through, since I had a hard time organizing my slides on this, let's be honest. Here we're looking at metrics values, again, color-coded, lets you know differences that are important and need to be evaluated very quickly. This is an indication of what the CT slice viewers are going to show you and the comparisons. And again, from up here, you can see, that dose volume histogram information, plenty of color coding, lots of metrics information. So sorry, I had to go back through those slides to sort of highlight that, but there you go. So at the end, that really does bring me to the end of what I wanted to present and share with you today. I know that it was a lot of information, and I really hope that you have enjoyed today's presentation.